Hey, what is up, everybody? Michael Crump back here again, talking about the latest and the greatest in PlayStation 4 homebrew news and much, much more. Today, I want to focus on a brand new device that I got yesterday, which is just simply this blue PlayStation Vita that was imported from Japan, and it is the 2000 model. So I was able to jailbreak this console really within a matter of minutes, but I had done a bit of research before I started. I'm going to take all of that combined knowledge that I have so far and hopefully put it into a short condensed video where if you want to jailbreak your PlayStation Vita, then you can do so and enjoy all of the awesome homebrew goodness. And before we get started here today, I did want to mention that most of the knowledge that I'm going to be sharing so far came out of this vita.hacks.guide website. Now, you can obviously come into this guide and you can go to get started and you can read through the instructions here on how to install h-encore, what you actually need, to the instructions of it, how to transfer the files over, how to configure Hinaku, and so forth. What I aim to do in this guide is to kind of get straight to the meat of things and show you a visual guide of how I performed my jailbreak. So in my mind, the most important thing to call out is simply you need the proper drivers in order for your Vita to connect to your PC. Go ahead and click on this and download these drivers to your computer, and let's just go ahead and run it. You will be taken to the Welcome to the Device Driver Installation Wizard. So from here you can hit next, and it really only takes a moment, and that once that is complete, it will pop up this dialog that just says the drivers were successfully installed on this computer. The changes will not take effect until you restart your computer. I actually had to restart my computer. For the most part, I think a lot of folks, we just click finish and keep on going about our days, but I could not get mine to work without restarting. So go ahead and restart your computer after you do this. Okay, so now that your computer has been restarted, you're going to need to simply go over to this GitHub site. And what this is called finalhe encore. So this is a tool to push h-encore exploit to the Vita or the TV automatically. And so you can come in here, and I always encourage folks to go ahead and take a look at the description and just see a little bit more about the project before they do that. But if you want to go ahead and get to business, then you can come up here and you can go to releases here. And then if you scroll down a little bit, you are going to want to download this finalhe version 1.92 Win32.7z. So go ahead and download that to your computer. Another optional package, but I will be using it for this tutorial, is to download this thing which is called VitaDeploy. So basically this is just a toolbox that makes homebrewing the PS Vita easier. So here's a couple of screenshots that's to it, but what we're the most interested in is this section right here, which is going to allow us to install a firmware or a custom firmware that will be persistent upon restarts of the console. So if you scroll back up, you can go to latest releases, and it is at 1.0 at the time of this recording, and you're going to simply want to download the VitaDeploy-FHE.zip. And so once you have both of those files downloaded, just copy them out to a folder where you can start working with them. I went ahead and I put mine on my C drive and then in a folder just called Vita. The very first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the finalhe and then right click, and you're going to want to extract it. Make sure that you do extract this into the folder that was suggested. And you can go ahead and get rid of that 7z file if you don't want it anymore. Now click on the VitaDeploy-FHE.zip and then just drag and drop that into the folder that was created just a moment ago. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go into the folder. And yours should look just like this. And so now what I would suggest would be plugging in your PS Vita into your PC. Now you can go ahead and double click on the finalhe.exe, which I'll do so here. You may see right here where it says waiting for the connection to the PS Vita. So what it's telling you here is to launch the content manager on the PS Vita, and again, make sure it's connected via USB. Once that's done, you should see it saying that it is connected to the PS Vita, as well as the Let's Go button is able to be clickable. So what you'll need to do here is make sure that you just put a check in this trim h-core to 7 megabytes, and then make sure that you add on this additional application, which is VitaDeploy. So put a check mark in there. And then finally click on where it says Let's Go. And now it will say downloading these packages, verifying these packages, and then unpacking them. It ends here with everything is ready. Now follow the steps below. So launch the content manager and connect to your computer. Select PC, PS Vita system, applications, PS Vita, and then transfer h-encore to your PS Vita, and then you run it, and that's it. So let's walk through those steps on my PS Vita. You can see there is this content manager icon. So let's go ahead and let's press on that. And so here on mine, it does show continue. For yours, you may just need to press the start button. So I'm going to hit continue on mine, and then we're going to select PC, and then we're going to select USB cable. And now it says that it is connecting. And here we are. So I'm going to click on the PC, the system, applications, PS Vita, and now we're going to select both of these applications here. And we are going to select copy and then OK. And now it is copying over both of those files. Okay, so now once those files have been copied over, we can go back to our home screen. And now we will go to h-encore, and we're going to go start, select yes. And from here, there is a couple of different options. There is exit, install Hinaku, download Vita shell, personalize save data, or reset. For some reason, the developers of this application made it to where if you select exit, then it will go ahead and install Hinaku for you. So we'll just go ahead and we'll select exit. Keep in mind, you could go down and actually select install Hinaku. So let's go ahead and let's select exit here. And so once you press exit, you will see that it says that installing Hinaku, success, and then it is writing the configuration file, and then it finishes with another success. So let's go back into settings and then start. And now you should see Hinaku settings. Sure, you put a check mark on enable unsafe homebrew. Now we can go back to the home button here, and we'll go to VitaDeploy, and we will select start. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to select on app downloader, and we are going to select Vita shell here, and we're going to select download the selected apps, and it should download. Okay, so now just simply click on where it says vitashell.vpk. So you'll have to click down on the directional pad and then hit circle, or at least on mine, and then circle again for yes. And select circle again. Okay, so now that that has been installed, we're going to simply go back to the home button here, and now we're going to click on VitaDeploy, and now install a different OS, and we're going to go quick 3.65 install. It will download the updater, and there is a part 1 to this, as well as there is a part 2. Okay, and now you will see this screen here that basically just says the firmware information and then what the target firmware is. So 3.65 is what you would want, and then where it says install ENSO should be yes by default. Again, this is going to give us a custom firmware for the Vita where we don't have to run these hacks every single time we reboot the console. So what we'll do here is we're going to press the X button to confirm, and it makes you wait for 20 seconds, and then after that you will be presented with this screen, and we're going to hit X again to accept the terms and conditions. And this screen should look familiar to you if you've updated before. And this is the official system update. Just go ahead and let it finish installing. Your console will reboot. Updating database. So we'll scroll down. Let's go into VitaDeploy. And we'll hit start. And we're just going to add in 2 more applications. So we'll go down to App Downloader. And this time we'll select the Vita Homebrew browser as well as the ITLS installer. And once that's complete, go back up to the top and download the selected apps. Once they are downloaded, you will see this screen, and we're just going to simply install each one of these one by one. So we're going to install ITLS first and hit circle. And then we'll do the same for VHBB, circle, circle, and it should be installed now. Okay, so once this finishes up, let's head back over to the home. And now what you should see is you should see a couple of new apps. And let's just go ahead and click on ITLS. And we're going to hit start and then OK. And we're going to install the full ITLS package. So X and let it do its thing. Again, you'll come back from another reboot. Go ahead and we'll sign in. And now scrolling back down, let's go to the Homebrew browser and let's press start on this one. And just so you know, this is just one of the browsers for this. There is others that we will take a look at in another episode. So you can see right here is new stuff that came out. Here is a bunch of games. Here is a bunch of ports. There is emulators as well. And then here is a number of different utilities, which is always one of my favorite sections because I love my homebrew. So that's going to do it for this one, folks. I hope this video was a bit informative and helps you get your PS Vita jailbroken. I'm having a ton of fun with this, and I hope you join me in this adventure. With that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Michael, out.